Well, my name is Judy Clark Grilly, and I'm Julie's twin sister, her woo-mate. I've probably known her longer than anybody else because we spent 9 months in the womb together, planning and strategizing how we were going to live our lives.
She always wanted to be active. She was a yo-yo champion. She was a gymnast. She was active in school. She was an achiever, and she loved everything.
She was the tomboy that in our family. There was just the three girls, and she just loved to fly. And she just—I shouldn't say she was. She is a real go-getter, and she puts her mind to something, she will do it. And you know, back in the '60s and the '70s, it was a man's world in the aviation industry, and she just really sacrificed a lot, did a lot, and worked her butt off to get where she is today.
When her daddy used to bring her up to flight operations, she'd come on in all dressed up with her sister in their cute little dresses. And whenever they showed up, people came around the counter and they just swarmed around the girls. They just really enjoyed the camaraderie that the girls had with their dad and their dad with them. He's very, very proud of them, and it was obvious the girls really loved their dad.
He lived up in a hill in San Carlos called Knoll Drive, and he used to make a point of coming in to San Francisco and flying over the house. And this is in a DC-3?
DC-3s, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of wing it.
Yeah.
And we'd be out there with the broom and a big towel waving it at him. And you know, you don't see that these days.
No.
You couldn't see it, but that was really fun. In fact, when the space shuttle flew down here over the Bay Area a couple weeks ago, and it flew right over my office, and I was looking out there and I was just thinking, I wish I had my broom and my stick with me.
Yeah,
because I was thinking about Dad and what we used to do as kids.
I flew several trips, Ernie. Probably my fondest memory of it is right after my wife, little girl, and twins were killed in an accident. Ernie picked up my trip for a month and decided to fly with me. I'm sure to find out if I was going to be stable enough to continue flying or whether I was going to be out of a job. But he flew with me, gave me a chance to talk about my family. He talked about his wife. She died the year prior to that. And we had a great flight, great month. And at the end of the month, he says, how do you feel? I said, I feel fine. Thank you for listening to me, because I just needed to get it out. And went back on the line, started flying with other pilots, and it just worked out fine. And I attribute it all to Ernie. All of our pilots, the majority of them, came from the military, with a small percentage coming from general aviation. And Julie was a general aviation pilot. And so she finally did break that door down. And when they found out how well she did as a pilot, we started hiring women like crazy. And we have hundreds and hundreds of women flying with the airlines today. And mainly because of Julie. Had she fallen and not lived up to her capabilities, we wouldn't see as many women in aviation today. I'm sure we would have had women, but it would have been a bigger struggle.
She basically took me in and adopted me. When I was 14, 15 years old, at Livermore Airport, I was riding my 10-speed bike around the airport, back just trying to meet people and get involved in aviation because I had a love for it. And I rolled into her hangar one day, and she was polishing her airplane, Wally, and I asked if I could help. She was like, no, got it. And I was persistent, and finally she gave in, and I picked up a rag and I started polishing, and I paid attention to what she was doing, and I duplicated it perfectly. And she's like, okay, this kid's all right. She was there the day I soloed. She was on the ramp, and she was also there when I got my private pilot's license. And she's always been a huge supporter of mine, and of course, vice versa. And we're family in any way you slice it. I mean, she's my family.
Well, I wish I could remember exactly what year it was, but we were out hot air ballooning east of Sacramento at Rancho Murrieta. A gentleman had his own runway out there, and Julie was flying over his property. I think he had like 200 acres, and she was practicing flying in her T-34. She just happened to land. We met her, and we fell in love with each other right then and there, and I've been her California mom ever since.
She is famous for her flying and her beauty. And she's been doing it, entertaining the public, and useful flying. She also has an airline career too, that she flew airliner. She retired as an airline pilot and became full-time show pilot.
The very first air show I recall is Merced of 1980, and one day it was like, let's go to the air show. I said, okay. And put lawn chairs in the back of the airplane. We flew down there. We were setting the chairs up, and we were going to watch the show. And somebody from the air show came up that knew her and said, Julie, we need you to go on at 3 o'clock. And she's like, she says, no, we'll give you smoke oil and gas. And back in those days, that was adequate back in the day. And that was the first show.
Because she's just so friendly. And she'll just walk up to you, and 10 minutes later, you're her best friend.
She is the single greatest influence on my life when it comes to aviation. I mean, I would not be where I am today without her in my life. I know that.
But she is an awesome, awesome friend, a talent in the aviation world that just doesn't quit. I'm very proud of her. I'm proud to be her California mom, and I love her to death. I love her with all my heart.
And I'm incredibly proud of her. So glad that she's my sister. We have many, many good memories, both in the past and current. And we will have fun into the future.
Julie, you really deserve this award. You're the main reason why so many women are in aviation today. Your dedication and to excellence and to safety are the forefront of your profession as a pilot. And with your exceptional ability, you are just like your dad. Congratulations.